Okay, welcome to Game 3 of the series. Cruzz continues to attempt to defend Love Nest's throne against challenger Sirlami, and in this round, Sirlami had faction selection. So, I'm actually surprised to see Sirlami pick Osthair. No, Sirlami definitely had faction selection. Sirlami had a faction selection and picked Osthair. So Cruzz, in response, picked Soviets. I'm intrigued. We're going to see double Grenadier opening from Sirlami, making his way towards the center. MG42 setting up here to engage, pushes those conscripts away. Pyos working the right side, Combat Engineers working the left.
You have orders? We have liberated the objective.
MG42 sets up to fire on those conscripts. It doesn't look like it's going to work. Conscripts about to get free of the arc of fire. Third squad of conscripts moving up, and that's the engagement completely won by Cruzz. Not even close. He got extremely early anti-tank grenade research in game 1 to shut down the Kuba Wagon SWS aggression. I'm wondering if he's going to get really early Molotov packages to shut down MG42 movements. This engagement certainly isn't going to go very well for Sirlami, and he is forced completely off the map, and he's actually using the exact build that Cruzz used in game 1. Two Grenadiers, MG42 into Sniper. Against US forces, didn't work very well. Soviets, I don't know if it's going to do any better on this map. I guess we'll find out. Squad's moving to take control of the left side. Strategic point, fuel point in the center being taken as well. May move to try and grab control of the victory point there. These two conscript squads trying to set up green cover positions hastily on the fuel, try and delay recapture of this area. It's going to take a little while to finish building that, though, and he's just going to have to make do with the yellow cover because that's not happening. And Cruzz will simply retreat away from this engagement. Again, you cannot flank around this area, so the options are somewhat limited. He's just going to disengage and get territory there on the right. Pyos moving through the right side have captured everything, plant no defenses, and continue their movements towards the fuel. Cruzz will spot them with this retreating squad, though. And he will move to force a retreat from them with these two squads before making any further aggressive movements towards Sirlami's forces. This squad harassing on the right side may go for the cutoff and shut down all income from the right. Pyos walking into short range, need a retreat. That's a late retreat on those Pyos. I guess it wasn't that late. They'll be fine. There was just no reason to stick around in that engagement. They weren't gonna wipe that squad. Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. That was not gonna happen. Grenadiers working on the left side strategic point. Sniper on the field, available to support the MG42 right there, and Grenadiers working on this point while conscripts get the cutoff going. Once this is, well, now that that's decapped, Sirlami has no income, but once the Grenadiers retake this, he'll be connected again. Only minor economic harassment. Cruzz has gone tier 2. 2 combat engineers, 4 conscripts, tier 2. Field infirmary, so waiting a little while to get his next tier 2 unit. He might consider just going for field gun, like Captain Price. Might consider a Maxim on this map to perform well, but against Sniper, he might be countering himself a little bit. Flamethrower moves to take control of this point. Sniper in the center VP. Should not have extended itself without vision or protection, and is immediately forced to retreat after taking only one volley from conscripts. Should have at least stuck in some camouflage. There is yellow cover in this capture circle, so that was a bit of a misplay right there. Combat engineers working the right side with conscript support will push away a lone squad of grenadiers. Munitions falling into his control. These two squads moving to take control of the fuel, and they will catch a machine gun out of position again. The sniper off the field completely, cannot assist in this engagement, and we're going to see Sirlami forced to make another full retreat. Over here on the right side, wow, Grenadiers are winning this? I was definitely expecting the conscripts to win that engagement. I'm rather surprised by that. Cruzz probably is too, because he walked right into that engagement, probably expecting to win. At that range, with that health, Grenadiers just dropped too many models too quickly. Sometimes engagements will just go your way unexpectedly. That can really help you on those flank engagements for map control. And I think that's a good example of RNG in this game that is not ridiculous. It's just a little bit of RNG that doesn't turn the tide of the game hugely, and it doesn't produce a massive momentum swing, but it does kind of mean you never know for sure exactly what's going to happen. You need to carefully monitor all engagements and try and maximize the odds in your favor by utilizing cover and numbers. Try and make sure that you are always going to be the one to win an engagement. Look at that. Attack round through the hedge, gets a nice burst of damage off, and they'll be forced to retreat. The sniper taking shots at range almost wipes that squad. I don't know if that's going to get away. Sniper's going to move up to take that shot. Fire, sniper. He missed. He hit the dirt. Flamethrower squad gets away. Grenadiers move to take control of the center victory point. Combat engineer. What was that? Oh, trip flare. Tripwire flare on the Grenadiers, takes out one model. Gives Cruzz a little bit of vision. You can see Grenadiers, and more importantly, you can see exactly how the MG42 is set up right there. Meanwhile, on the right side, demo charge going on the victory point. The entire left is still firmly in Cruzz's control. A couple mines over here as well. Squads moving to prevent harassment by those Grenadiers. And Cruzz has gone with a mortar, interestingly enough, out of his tier 2 structure. Possibly to provide smoke and possibly to apply pressure to MG42s and anti-tank guns that get set up here in the center lane. Sniper's up to 4 kills. MG42 is set up in the center. The mortar moves to put pressure on that machine gun. It won't even be necessary. This flank will be sufficient to unseat that defensive position. Sniper just got caught so out of position. He has to flank around this area. If he steps on that mine, he will go down. Grenadiers going to retreat. Sniper is so caught. So trapped. He's going to reposition way over here to the munitions point. He's just asking to step on some random mine over here. Fortunately, there isn't one.
Sniper here.
Taking control of that munitions point. So isolated. That is asking for trouble. Look at this. He has no vision of anything anywhere around him. If an M3 just like rolled up out of the fog of war or something. He knows his opponent went tier 2. I'm just saying. Leaving your sniper so exposed like that, not a very good practice to employ. Grenadiers working on conscripts here. Looks like the conscripts are winning the engagement this range. And the fuel is going to get harassed again. If that sniper is seriously considering harassing that mortar, he will be successful for now. But Cruzz is probably going to try and find a way to capitalize on that sniper's terrible positioning. And if he retreats from his current position, I think he's going to die. I think he might die just walking over that mine. No! No, Sirlami, what have you done? And the sniper just dies. Just dies unsupported, alone. Dies a horrible, lonely, cold death. Nobody's going to come save him. Half track on the field. Hopefully Sirlami will be able to maintain an offensive position here in the center utilizing this half track. The half track is almost like the more mobile version of the OKW battle group headquarters. You utilize it to reinforce in the field. You utilize it to produce good engagements. Engagements that otherwise would not go in your favor will go in your favor because you can reinforce in the middle of the battle. It's a very powerful thing to be able to do, especially against Soviets early in the game who don't really tend to go for a half track of their own. Cruzz has gone T70 again. It's over here on the right side. Could get a squad wipe and a counter harassment engagement. So powerful. Surprised he's not chasing a little more aggressively. Maybe he's afraid of hitting a mine or that. Certainly doesn't want to lose this. Oh my god, why isn't he moving? No! Main gun destroyed! I don't think it matters. I'm pretty sure that's dead. I'm pretty sure that's dead. I don't know if Cruzz is going to be able to save that. Another Panzerfaust coming off cooldown in 7 seconds. He's got the munitions. It kind of sucks the main gun destroyed is going to force him to spend more munitions, but at least he's going to get that cleared out. That is the second time Cruzz has driven right into an AT gun on this map and then failed to get his T-70 to safety in time. In game 1, it was more because of pathing really than his failure to react. But in game 2, it is very much because he just sat there. Too slow to react to that AT gun's positioning. And another T-70 goes down without really doing anything. I thought we were going to see so many squad wipes from that thing this game. And it dies in its very first engagement. Nice play by Sirlami. The AT gun positioning right there. MG42 set up to stop this push. These two squads moving up the left flank will be forced to retreat as well, falling too low. Cruzz floundering a little bit here. A little bit. He still has excellent map control. Still has both of the flanks. He's still throwing some more defenses down. There's a squad wipe over here, by the way. Demo charge wiped some Grens. I think, no, wipe the Pyos. Pyos got wiped. That's a painful thing to lose, too. You should probably keep those Pyos with a Minesweeper near your half-track, because if your half-track takes damage, you can't repair it at all if your Pyos go down. So I'm surprised he's queuing up more Grenadiers when he doesn't even have a squad of Pyos. Maybe he didn't even notice that happened. Demo charge taking out that full squad, and more demo charges being thrown down over here. Big mortar hit on that Grenadier squad forces that retreat. Mortar up to 4 kills. Not exactly a big return on investment yet, but throughout the course of the game, potentially could bleed a lot of his opponent's manpower.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
And there's a T-34 from Cruzz transitioning into that after losing his T-70. He has not purchased, what was that?
Our brave infantry is dying.
Another Grenadier squad explodes. Oh geez, these demo charges are hurting Sirlami so bad. He needs Pyos and he needs a Minesweeper, and he needs to stop hitting those. Demo charge you once, shame on you. Demo charge me twice. Shame on the other guy. Whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. These two squads of conscripts making their way towards the center, trying to set up a flank on the MG. It will traverse and start firing at them, trying to suppress that. Between bursts, the conscripts do get clear of the arc of fire. Smoke from the mortar. There's the smoke barrage. And the MG42 will be forced to retreat. T-34 moving up to assist in this engagement. AT gun trying to pull back to safety as much as possible. T-34 moving around the left side. Blob of conscripts, if it can catch up with that AT gun, may threaten to wipe it. We don't have AT grenade. Oh yes, we do. AT grenades are researched, so if that half track gets caught, if that AT gun gets caught, we could see huge losses. T-34 flanking around the left side forces another retreat. Two squads making their way towards the right side, trying to get some territory over there under control. Hopefully he will sweep that demo charge, not stand on top of it. These 3 squads of infantry give up the chase. That AT gun looks like it's going to be safe, but the fuel is being harassed. The victory points are going to get harassed. The mortar's taking some territory here in the back. T-34 is not moving to engage yet. It's kind of stuck on some random stuff. Minesweeper might get pushed away here in the south, and he won't be able to sweep up that demo charge if that Minesweeper is forced to retreat. But Grenadiers moving to support the engagement may be able to help. There they go. Conscripts are forced to retreat, and the demo should get swept up by Sirlami as long as he's paying attention. Notices it, but the Minesweeper is walking towards it. Okay, he does notice, and he will successfully sweep up that demo charge. Finally, finally, he gets one of those cleaned up without losing a full squad. So nicely played. Mortar needs to move up to assist. T-34 is heading right to do some counter harassment, and we have guard motor selected by Cruzz again, fielding a squad of guard rifles. Sirlami has not picked a commander. 8 command points into the game. Very heavy usage of Post-Hair core units. Surprised not to see mechanized assault on this map from either of these players. Lightning War, Spearhead, and Mobile Defense are all available to him, which means he can already field a Puma if he wants kind of an emergency response to that T-34. Otherwise, he may just be going straight for Tiger. If he does make it to Tiger, that'll be a very powerful weapon at his disposal, but of course, it'll be 1 Tiger against 3 various forms of T-34. But the Tiger will arrive probably sooner than the T-34-85s will. And if he can take out the T-34-76 while it's still the only tank on the field, that'd be a very powerful thing for him to do. Grenadiers stick around in the area for quite some time. I don't know what he was going to try to accomplish, but now he will be forced to retreat. May survive his retreat depending on the T-34 getting lucky shots. Here in the center, MG-42 forces another retreat from Cruzz as he simply walks straight down the center without a smoke barrage or anything like that. A couple squads here in the base reinforcing and healing. And another demo charge is going down here on the right side mine's not a demo charge, but as long as Sirlami continues to send that minesweeper right, he should be okay against those. I don't think very many defenses have been planted on the left. I know there was a mine over here that killed the sniper. Looks like there was another mine. No, those are mortar craters. So yeah.
That's everyone. Grenadiers ready.
He should be pretty safe harassing the left side. I don't think there's really any defenses over there. Gonna see a bit of a push up the center of the map with these grenadiers with half-track support. Still no commander selection from Sirlami, but it definitely looks like he's just going straight for Tiger. Grenadiers fall low. To conscript fire. Why would he get inside that half-track? What is he doing? I guess he just wants to pull back to safety with the grenadiers inside. Either that or that was a misclick. I don't even know. This anti-tank gun's backwards. It's either backwards or it's protecting the flank. I guess it's protecting the flank. All this territory on the right side is being taken by guards and combat engineers. Some light defenses planted in the area. The left side victory point will fall into Sirlami's control, and he's going to make another push for the center. AT guns moving to support. MG-42 protecting against the right flank. Grenadiers trying to take shots at infantry and team weapons. They catch the mortar slightly out of position, trying to apply pressure to that. The T-34 is going to circle around to try and push those grenadiers away. Going for the crush. One squad will retreat just to be safe.
We must defend our headquarters.
Doesn't have the munitions for a Panzerfaust, having just upgraded with a fresh LMG. Minesweeper fight. Looks like the Pios are going to win that. They'll retreat. Pios keep moving to the right side. Should be able to get some territory without exploding. Probably should have checked this point with the minesweeper before running onto it with grenadiers, but there's nothing there. Should be fine. Cruzz up to 192 munitions, so he could have planted a few more demos, but he's going to start saving for self-repair. He's going to be able to get T-34s quite soon. About 2 minutes away for fuel, about 2 minutes away from manpower. Meanwhile, the Tiger fuel has been collected, but he doesn't have the manpower and he doesn't have the CPs. He needs to pick a commander as well. 2 of his commanders have Tigers. This one, he probably would have picked by now. All of its features would have been unlocked, so I don't think he intends to use mobile defense this game. Grenadiers retreating away from the T-34 right there. Left side victory point will be retaken. T-34 not quite as effective at counter-harassment as the T-70, which would easily secure this wipe, but it looks like they're going to go down because of the conscripts in their retreat path. And the T-34 main gunshot seals the deal. So that is a squad wiped. It bought him a little time. He was able to harass this victory point briefly, and in the meantime he's going to get the right side victory point under his control. Minesweeper moving to clear up more defenses over here. This mine got swept up. Nothing on this point. This mine's going to get swept up. Nice use of the Minesweeper over here. Grenade toss all night. Oh no, they're so clumped in that yellow cover. That's a wipe. Grenadiers trying to do what they can, but the loss of that machine gun really hurts. Field gun here for the engagement may consider a high explosive barrage. This force of guards or grenadiers may be sufficient to win an engagement against this clump of infantry, but they're falling low. Rifle grenade was off target. T-34 moving to assist in the engagement. He was just forced to retreat too far away from his half-track to reinforce in combat, and he will be forced completely off the battlefield again. Lose control of his fuel point again, but he's finally got 11 command points. There it is. Lightning War selected. Tiger tank is about to be fielded. Coming to the battlefield now. He's been spending so much munitions that he won't be able to utilize any of his other commander features. Didn't save enough for stupid close air support throughout the course of this game. Spent too much on LMGs and grenades and stuff, so He won't have access to that, but he will have the Tiger tank. It's on its way. Should be able to preserve this fuel point. The right side victory points falling back into the hands of conscripts, guards, and combat engineers. His Minesweeper Pyos got wiped on the right side. He wasn't monitoring them. That is not good. He needs to produce new Pyos. Having a heavy tank on the field with no Pyos should always make you feel very paranoid because you have no way to repair it if it takes engine damage. And the T-34-85s are going to be here any second. Cruzz going for a Hail Mary. He knows that his opponent's Pyos are dead. He wiped them over there on the right side, which means that engine damage is not getting repaired anytime soon. That pretty much completely negates the threat of that Tiger. Sirlami now needs to patiently wait for the manpower to be collected. And meanwhile, the T-34-85s are rumbling onto the field. Cruzz has 2 squads of combat engineers available for repairs. Tiger slowly creeping up to engage. Still no Pyos queued up because he's spending so much on reinforcement out of the half-track. That Tiger's pretty much dead. Once those T-34-85s decide to engage, as long as they do so carefully outside of the arc of fire of those AT guns, presumably also with marked vehicle, that Tiger's going to go down so quick. Looks like Cruzz is trying to move his mortar in position for a smoke barrage for this final engagement to make it difficult for the packs to fire. T-34-85 is about to make a charge. Mortar is capturing this territory. Not utilizing a smoke barrage or anything yet, though. Look at that. That is a beautiful smoke target right there. Molotov would also get the job done, though. Molotov will force those packs to reposition. Auto fire from the mortar also lands pretty nicely. Grenadiers walking through the flames. T-34-85s have not even taken a scratch yet. I really think a smoke barrage from that mortar would have done wonders. Oh well. Tiger still hasn't been repaired, taking heavy damage from a field gun at range. Pyos finally being queued up. Guards moving up from the right flank. That AT gun's gonna get cleared out any second. Those Grenadiers retreating with barely any health remaining. Pyos finally on the battlefield, making their way to the front lines, but I guess it just doesn't matter. I mean, look at the map. Completely cut off, doesn't even have this fuel coming in, losing units left and right, can't even repair his Tiger. He knows that a push from these tanks is gonna hit him any second and his Tiger's gonna explode with barely any health remaining. GG, Cruzz takes the ace game.